Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be working on what's on my list to play catch up for this meal preparation for the pantry challenge. And I want to get caught up so I won't have as much to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday and that's my last day to get everything done. Some things may just have to carry over to the next week. So whenever you have matters come up in the family, like emergencies or important things that come up, sometimes you have to put the meals aside and then get back to it later. It's always waiting there for you, just like the dishes. So thanks for stopping by. Let's get on the challenge. I'm just going to start cooking what's on my list and try to get as much done as possible. And I'll be doing some voiceovers. So this will be a challenge for me. I don't do this very often, but it'll be fun, hopefully exciting. Anything to do with food's exciting to me anyway, and I hope you enjoy it also. I'm cooking some butter in a pan to make some rice-a-roni. I love rice-a-roni. I'm a big rice fan because I'm low gluten. So I'm sauteing the butter. Now I'm adding the rice mix. I'm going to cook it until it gets brown, nice and brown, before I add the water in the mix. There's a little spice mix that's you use with it. I've been eating rice-a-roni for years, probably since the late 70s. When my mom bought it. We tried it years ago. It always made me think of the streets of San Francisco. Now I poured the water in this, and oh, it's boiling. I got that flame up high. So I'm going to cover it in a moment. I'm going to go stir it, and I'm going to cover it. Got my spice pack going. I'm going to stir that in there. Yeah, I haven't had rice in a few days, so I love me some rice. My husband likes it too. He said since he's been with me, he's been eating a lot more rice. I don't eat very many bread products, but hopefully I'll make some sweet potato bread tomorrow. Yeah, I like the sweet breads. I don't care for sandwich bread too much. It has a tendency to bloat me a little bit. So you'll see a lot of rice and potatoes in my food. The food that I cook. So I'm going to let this, I got to cover it in a moment here, but I'm stirring it, getting it mixed in real well. I finally put a lid on it so it can cook for several minutes, and I need to get on with some other dishes, like flounder from the freezer that I'm thawing out. I'm running hot water on it to speed up the process. Here I'm shredding cheese to make a cheese sauce for my cauliflower and broccoli that I'm going to have with the fish dinner that I'm cooking, along with the baked potato. My husband will love this. He loves broccoli or cauliflower with cheese sauce. And I make mine from scratch. Now I'm going to test my rice-a-roni to see if it's done, if it's tender enough. And it's done. It's tender enough. Good. Now I can get on with making the cheese sauce for the rest of my dinner. So I'm starting like I always do with some margarine or butter and flour. So I'll make a roux and whisk that together there. Yeah. Before I add the chicken broth. And the chicken broth is some leftover chicken broth from last week when I made some soup. So I'm going to whisk that together really well to make my roux. Then I'm going to add some cheese. I'm going to finish adding the rest of the cheese, and then I'm going to give this cheese sauce a taste test, of course, which is my favorite thing to do. I should have been a taste tester for a king or something. I have a real good appetite, and I have a good repertoire. I believe that's the name of it. I believe that's the term you use. I know what tastes good, and I like to cook a little more upscale and gourmet than what some people do. Woo! Yep, that's good. You know what? It tastes a little bit like Velveeta, Velveeta sauce. But I used extra sharp cheese. I believe I did. No, sharp cheddar. That's what I used. And it came from, I believe it was, oh, I believe I bought that at Kroger. Yeah, I got a good deal at Kroger on some cheese. Boy, we've had a bunch of it, and I've been using it for a number of different food items. Yeah, I love me some cheese. That's where I get most of my calcium. The cheese sauce is good to go and ready to be used on 2 dishes I'm making. I try to cook fish once a week. It is a very healthy protein, and it's light and low in calories. And my husband loves it. He said he would eat it twice a week. We usually eat either salmon, tilapia, or flounder. Here lately, we've been on a flounder kick. We get most of our flounder from Aldi. Here I'm taking the fish out of the little bags after it thawed, and I'm going to be washing it. You'll see how I'm going to do it. I just don't trust it. It's supposed to be clean already, but I give it a wash anyway. Better safe than sorry. Now it's time to pan fry the fish. I just spray the pan with cooking spray, and I put a little olive oil. And I'm going to put the flounder in the pan, of course. Turn up the heat. I'll let the oil heat up for a little while before I add the fish. One by one. Got to be careful not to splatter the oil. I found that out the hard way, because that hurts. I like to use simple seasoning, like just salt and pepper on my fish. Now I'm plating my husband's dinner for tonight. I'm going to start with the fish, the flounder, 2 pieces. I'm going to save some of this fish. I'm going to look up a recipe for fish chowder, which my husband doesn't like, but I like it. So I cooked all of the fish from the package tonight for that reason, but I have a baked potato on the plate for him. And here's the cauliflower and broccoli that I microwaved. And I'm getting ready to add my special cheese sauce to this. And here it is, stirring it up really good. I love making sauces and soups from scratch, and I tried to do that as often as possible. It saves a lot of money. I'd like to research to see how much money it saves. And it's a lot healthier, too, to make it from scratch, and it tastes better, for sure. So I'm cutting up a scallion. I'm going to add that to my husband's baked potato. That's what I'm doing right here. It seems like every time I turn around, I'm cutting up scallions. We like them so much. We are big onion and scallion lovers in this household. Yes, we are. My husband likes to add butter or sour cream on his potato right before he microwaves it. He doesn't like it done ahead of time. He likes to add his own. I add the scallion for garnish and he loves it. I'm just going to put the rest of the cauliflower and broccoli with cheese and the fish. I'm going to store it in the refrigerator. I'll be using those in meals next week. Now I'm going to use the rest of the broccoli for a casserole with the rice-a-roni and cheese sauce. I only need about a third of that rice-a-roni, so I can use that rice to go with other meals, which is really cool. So I'm just going to put this casserole together right in the skillet where I prepared the cheese sauce. So that makes sense, and it's an efficient, quick way to do it. So now I'm adding some rotisserie chicken that we had in our freezer for quite a while. We had leftovers the other day, but I had some of that chicken left, so I'm just mixing it up with the cheese sauce, the broccoli, the rice. This will make a great casserole for lunch tomorrow. And my husband, he's had this casserole before and he really likes it. I have been really busy getting these meals out for this weekend. And I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, and I think I'm just going to put this in the microwave for lunch tomorrow. Everything's already cooked. It's got plenty of cheese in the cheese soup that I made. So I don't see any reason to put it in the oven. Why waste the gas? I'll just use the microwave and it will be fine. And now if I had company over, there would be a lot more of it in a larger pan, and I would definitely put it in the oven to give it that brown look that everyone likes, that baked look for casseroles. And these are great for vegetable soup. It's broccoli stems that a lot of people throw out. They just don't like them. But if you cook them in some vegetable soup, they are delicious. So I'm not wasting anything if I can help it. Grapes are so old, it's ridiculous. They've got to be about 3 weeks old, and some of them have gone bad. So I need to sort through these. I'm afraid I'm going to end up wasting some of these. I hate to waste them, but I'm going to use the good ones. I'll cut that off. I'm going to rinse these and cut them in half to put on top of some gelatin that I made. So I'm going to sort through this. Some of them are beyond hope. They've got mold on them. But I saved what I could, and I'm just going to rinse these off and put them on this orange gelatin that I made. We're going to be eating this up over the weekend, hopefully. I also chopped up an orange for a garnish, because this is orange gelatin, whether you can tell or not. The grapes are on top of it, but I'm going to put this as a garnish. That gives you a clue of what kind of gelatin it is. This is just how I like to do it. I like the gelatin to set first, and then I add the fruit on top. And here's our fruit salad with gelatin. As you can see, our refrigerator is full of healthy food we can warm up for lunch and dinner. Breakfast is usually cereal, and that's in the cupboard. Now tonight is Saturday. I believe I put a dent in cooking for the week. Let's see if what all I can mark off the list. Rice-a-Roni with chicken and broccoli. I did that. I cooked the flounder. Cauliflower with cheese sauce. Caught up. I've got Monday through Friday taken care of. Now today I did lay out the lasagna for Dan. I laid that out yesterday, in fact. So he'll probably eat that for dinner tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll cook him some fresh spinach. I'll saute some fresh spinach. And one thing I didn't do from Wednesday, I'm going to circle that, sweet potato bread. And then Sunday, I doubt if I do this tomorrow, but if I have time, I'll prep ahead for was supposed to be my Sunday dinner, which my husband will love. It was beef with homemade gravy, mashed potatoes, mixed veggies, peas, carrots with butter and scallions. I'll try to do that tomorrow if I have time. Thanks for hanging out with me while I participate in this pantry challenge. Let me know how you're doing on your challenge. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.